everybody, I'm Lorii Abela, your Soulmate Expert and Asian Matchmaker. Welcome to tonight's episode of Matchmaker Secrets, where we talk about love, dating, and relationships. So maybe one of those times you have wondered, okay, so how do men actually find love after being divorced and finding somebody using online dating? And so today we are having our guest. His name is Hendrik Mitchell, and he works in the banking industry. And for fun, his hobbies include traveling with his blended family. So hello, Hendrik, how are you?
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right, that sounds good. So Hendrik, so tell us where do you usually go? Because you said you like to travel.
Oh, well, I've been hit with a travel bug big time ever since I've started dating now my wife. But yeah, I just came back from Brazil several weeks ago, and before that Peru, and Croatia, England, Colombia. So it's been a wide range, and Australia's coming up in August, so
Whoa.
I'm a little nervous about that one, but yeah.
Yeah, because it's far.
Not just because of that, it's because what's in Australia.
All right, got it. So can you tell us, back when you first started online dating, so what were you looking for at that time?
Well, just one, looking for someone that is, for one, consistent in terms of, I just came out of a 12-year marriage at that time, and ultimately, as I eased into being single, it was quite difficult due to the pandemic. But ultimately, for one, I wanted to work on myself and be better for that person, and if I do well, my partner does well. I will say that what I was looking for is, just the stability of having someone with you going through, your day-to-day grind, and more importantly, someone that I can grow with. And I think that was something I was used to in my first marriage. So.
That's right, because you were saying you were married for 12 years. That's a while.
Yeah, I was with my first wife for a quarter of my life, literally. So yeah, that's pretty unique.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so I was just wondering, so I'm not sure how close you are with your family. So do they actually give you guidance or something in regards to a relationship? Because your 12 years relationship didn't continue on.
Well, I didn't have much guidance. I will say that occasionally, I think I have a little bit more guidance now. But I didn't have it then. But honestly, I had to learn on the fly and look at my missteps and her missteps and where I needed to move forward. So life taught me the hard way. So.
All right. Okay. All right. So it's like sink and swim. You figure it out.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is absolutely.
Okay. So just wondering, did you have any memorable or hilarious first date stories before you met your wife?
Phew. I will say that I don't think there was anything extremely crazy. There was something that was slightly strange. There was a woman that tried to match with me, and she was a devout Lutheran. And I was not. So it was interesting because I was looking at her profile, and there was nothing in common with what I was about, and I was like, okay. So I actually had no problems. Whenever someone matches with me, I try and ask them, "Hey, listen, what resonated with you with my profile?" Just so I can see them tell on themselves.
So did she say anything?
She was just saying I just wanted to be open to meeting different people, and I was like, So ultimately, it was just more she wanted to connect physically and all that, and but it was nothing that really materialized out of it. But there've just been, nothing too crazy outside of that. I will say that my first date with my wife was quite funny and interesting.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay,
So,
that sounds fun.
yeah,
No, because like it's interesting because like you went to that route where in like you had fun and then like it actually like materialized. Like
yeah,
yeah, that's amazing.
yeah, absolutely. So it was really funny thing is she caught me right at a time where I was like no nonsense at this point because I was pretty much like I was interviewing her.
Ah.
And I didn't care. I mean, because at this point it's like, hey, if it's meant for us to see each other more than once, then so be it. So I just didn't have time to waste, and and she was open to telling me what she felt. So
Yeah, we're in Chicago, so we're multicultural. So I was just wondering about this one. So as an African American, did you feel there were unique challenges or stereotypes you had to navigate the online dating space?
yeah, that's an understatement.
Mm.
I think, in my opinion, we as black men have been vilified in various ways.
Mm.
And I will say that on the aspect of, the political landscape and everything. And it's a tough pill to swallow. I'm still dealing with that because there's a lot of negativity within the African American community. There's gender wars going on, and then on top of that, there's criticism of, there's a lot of black men that are at a point to where they're fed up with both sides of the political spectrum, and because at the end of the day, we're being disenfranchised in various ways. So yeah, it's very challenging. But more importantly, to make sure that whoever is interested in you understand that, hey, this is what you're going to have to deal with, especially if you are dating outside of your race.
Mm-hmm.
Your privilege doesn't apply to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reality of what you have to deal with.
Yeah.
And I don't expect you to walk a mile in my shoes, but I expect you to be empathetic towards it.
That's right.
So yeah, it was a challenge, and it definitely was a process. And there were some moments where there was some clashing with one person, and she was very frustrated to the point to where she just wanted me to leave her place, and I was like, that's fine, because I just was not going to confine to whatever she felt that she saw the world as. And it's not so much as me being negative, it's just that there are challenges that are different than yours, and that's okay. So, but yeah, there's definitely that, and then of course there's some generalizations about black men in general. So, but I rise above that. It is what it is. You really get to see who a person is after meeting them. So
That's right. That's right. So like, yeah, I think it starts with the conversation. Like, how open are they? Like, just like the fake open that woman that you're talking about earlier.
oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, yeah, yeah. And there's various aspects of that, and on top of that, you have to deal with there seems like nowadays with the dating scene, it's about leverage.
Okay. Okay.
and at the end of the day, you're losing sight of building a connection.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that I appreciated about my wife, and there were times that we've clashed a little bit initially, and I told her, it's like, listen, instead of trying to criticize me for not being just like you, try and focus your energy on, building a connection.
That's right.
And I think that's what is lost nowadays. A lot of people are focused on so many different things, and there's 7 billion people with 7 billion different ideologies combined together. You're not always going to agree on everything.
That's right. I'm just smiling because we just had the Pope. And so the funny thing is that, the Pope is from the South side. I was thinking okay, what does that matter anyway? He's the Pope. And so they're now, saying he's a sax fan. I was thinking okay, so what
It holds no value to me.
it doesn't have any relationship with the responsibility he has, and somebody was saying maybe we can convert the Pope.
It's just pointless. Yeah.
And then I cannot believe that why can you not just support, because anyway we're from the same city, so
yeah. It is what it is.
I know. So when you first met your wife now, what stood out about your communication and her profile?
Funny thing was that she was the one that matched up with me on Bumble.
Whoa.
So I didn't make the first move, she did.
All right.
So of course that just starts an icebreaker with me about, okay, so what attracted you to my profile?
That's right.
And she said that it was that the fact that you were about taking accountability for decisions made before and how it can make you better, and also the fact that for one, you are open to to various things, and I think that's the gist of it all.
Okay.
And so I think it was more so her trying to figure out what attracted what attracted her to my profile.
Yeah, Bumble works.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in this day and age, I think it's important for women to try and push the envelope and trying to make the first move. If you want what you want, you have to get it.
Do you like Bumble more than the other applications before?
Honestly, in hindsight, I don't like online dating.
Okay.
I don't. I mean, I think that it's a setup for failure on both sides. And I know it's a unique angle, but when you have a company that owns 39 different dating sites, there's something wrong with that picture. And so there's a lot of different things that go on with that, and on top of that, it's a false sense of security for women.
That's right.
It's a way to boost their ego, when at the end of the day it should be about trying to find a connection, but you're all about getting likes, just like with Instagram.
I know that when you met her, she already has a child. How was that? Was there ever a test moment wherein your wife knew you were serious, surviving a tantrum from this daughter, or maybe driving her to her pajama party that she has to stay overnight?
It was, keep in mind, this was a choice I made too. No one put a gun to my head.
That's right.
I think that for one, people need to understand that there are trade-offs in relationships. And I think that for one, I know that there are certain trade-offs that she had to take with me. So I think when we did that, we understand that, hey, listen, I know that I don't have any children, and I purposely chose not to have that, but people break their own rules in relationships and love, and I chose to do that. And I would say what made me want something more from her was that the fact that she had a trip planned for almost a month in another continent,
Mm.
and it was a way for her daughter to see her dad's side of the family, and it was just her and her grandparents that came with my wife.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was it was definitely a process, but I think what made it very unique was at the fact that I was telling her, I was like, listen, you're going to be hopping on 3 different continents for an entire day. If you want, we can meet up a few days later.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, hey, I understand if you need to, relax, because you're going through 7 different time zones.
Uh-huh.
And the crazy thing was, a day later, she dropped off her daughter and her daughter's grandmother, and took a shower and came right over to me.
Oh.
So ultimately, the thing is, if you move hell and high water to be with someone, that a man feels valued like no other.
That's right.
So I think that's something that women should know, is that, listen, and guys too, if someone goes above and beyond to meet up with you, that means they value you. And I think that's something that you can't take lightly. So yeah, I think that's what did it for me.
Okay. How embracing is the daughter?
It's a process.
Okay.
I'll just leave it at that. It's a process.
Okay, I got
Once
it.
again, I chose that decision.
That's right. No, but I think I've been to your house, and so I'm sure everything is working good, because I remember you were saying that she had a party before that, and then you have to prepare for her party because she had everybody there who are her best friends, and that's involving effort. So I'm sure she already has her own mind, so that she will appreciate those kind of things, because how many people will do that for their classmates, not even just for her.
Definitely shows a lot of love for her friends, and I see that. And there are times I hear conversations and I'm like, are they 12 or are they 22? And they're having these deep conversations. I'm like, what am I hearing? So but yeah, I mean, I think that it's definitely a process, and with her dad being around in general, I would say that it is a challenge for her to deal with. And as with any child that's getting introduced to a now stepdad, I mean, it's definitely unique, and it's a process that is going to be that it's going to take time for her, and I understand that. Funny thing is, she got me this tie, so.
Oh my God!
Yeah, so.
For your birthday?
It was a Christmas present.
Oh,
so, yeah,
how cool is that?
So yeah, maybe there is hope. I don't know. We'll see.
I like that. She even gave you a gift.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, huh?
Okay. So but you travel a lot. So with them. So I know that you're going to Australia, but for you, if you're given a choice, where else would you like to go?
I would definitely like to go to the Canary Islands. That would be pretty unique.
Okay.
I definitely would not mind, as a football fan. I would definitely love to go to Barcelona.
Okay.
I mean, kind of hurt that they lost in the Champions League, but hey, I would love to go there. I'm starting to do a little tradition with different places. Like when I was in Rio, I actually ended up buying a jersey from the local club there. There's 4 big teams there, but I chose one and just had it custom made and brought it. So I probably do that when I go to Barcelona. But yeah, I'm thinking I definitely want Canary Islands, because there's some amazing dunes that's overlooking the ocean. So
Okay,
I
all
think
right.
that would be beautiful.
All right. So that will be exciting. Like, I don't know what's happening over there. I've never been to the Canary Islands, but I'm sure she's going to find something over there. It's an island, right? So she can swim.
Oh yeah, there's sets of islands there. So yeah, there's Las Palmas. There's so many. There's Tenerife. So yeah.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Okay. So, for the benefit of those people who are watching today, so I'm just letting you know, just in case you're a person who is interested about love, dating, and a relationship, and you want to be here in the studio to talk about like your experiences and how to navigate it, or if you are even like married and or seeing somebody who is going to be the one for you. Just give us a holler, because we want to also find out like how are your experiences, and of course like if you have been married for a long time, that will be awesome as well, because like I'm sure you have some secrets that you would like to share to other people. And if you're an expert in love, dating, and relationship, we'd like to have you over here, because like that's our responsibility to give back to the community in order to help other people. So we'll see you again. You take care. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, bye bye.